One of the most shocking moments in the history of The Matrix was when the architect revealed to Neo that he wasn't the first one. He was in fact the sixth. 5 predecessors that escaped the Matrix, restarted the simulation, and rebuilt Zion. So then we have some questions. What happened to the bodies of Neo's 5 predecessors? Do the machines have them, or are they buried somewhere? Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Morpheus was the first to mention the existence of the One before Neo.
When the Matrix was first built, there was a man born inside who had the ability to change whatever he wanted, to remake the Matrix as he saw fit.
Of course, the Oracle's prophecy would eventually be exposed as a lie by the architect.
You haven't answered my question.
Quite right. Interesting. That was quicker than the others.
Others? How many? Others? What?
Neo, alongside Deus Ex Machina, destroyed Agent Smith. In the movie script, it was confirmed that Neo did indeed die after the battle, and the machines took his body away. In the Matrix Online video game, which takes place after the events of Revolutions, Morpheus went to the Oracle to demand Neo's body to be returned to the people of Zion. The inhabitants wished to mourn and revere their savior.
Why won't they give up his remains? They say they haven't recycled them. They belong in Zion, in a holy place. He saved us. He saved them. He saved the Matrix.
However, the machines did not deliver the body, lying to the humans that they did not have it. But we have a good idea where Neo's body ended up, thanks to some interesting paparazzi pictures. After the filming of The Matrix 4 wrapped up, actor Keanu Reeves was seen in public, completely shaved. This points to only one direction. The machines did have Neo's body, and not only that, Neo will once again be freed from the Matrix. The machines did not dispose of Thomas Anderson's remains, but rather he was resuscitated and reconnected to a simulation, perhaps a custom-made simulation created exclusively for Neo to keep him under control. Now that we know what happened to the body of the sixth one, what happened to the previous ones? The emergence of the first anomaly was probably unexpected, but was still deposited into a human body. The first anomaly was probably studied, the body and code retrieved and examined by the machines to learn how to better contain and control it, to help improve the machine's plans for the next Matrix cycle. As for the second, third, fourth, and fifth anomaly, well, that's a different story. The anomaly, or One, restarts the Matrix and rebuilds Zion. The people of Zion will see him as a liberator, not necessarily a savior. The one who began the resistance against the machines, never knowing that the liberator is part of the system of control and is from the previous Matrix cycle. Morpheus simply said that the one before Neo died, and that the Oracle prophesied his return. He did not give any specifics on how or when he died. Did he die of old age? Was he killed by the machines? Those details were never disclosed. It is wise to assume that the bodies of the anomalies 2 to 5 were buried at Zion, but with each destruction of the city, the burial sites were lost. Speaking of the destruction and reconstruction of Zion, what remains of these cities after they are destroyed? Well, there are 2 logical outcomes. After the cycle of destruction, the machines leave the city in ruins, since each Zion is built in a different location. This means that there are at least 5 ruined underground cities or tombs where Zion once existed, with evidence of their previous civilization and the grave of their one, or anomaly. Or, after the cycle of destruction, the machines leave nothing behind, no evidence of anyone ever living there, and repurpose the same location as the new city of Zion. In this case, the machines would have to remove all the dead and buried bodies from the city, including the One. We believe that the most coherent explanation is the former, where that each Zion is built at a new location, meaning that the bodies of the previous anomalies are still somewhere buried in the depths of the earth. The concept of worshipping the body of a dead savior dates back to Greek and Christian mythology, where the corpse of a demigod is worshipped as the spirit ascends to heaven. Such examples are Dionysus, Ra, and Jesus Christ. This too goes back to the story of Moses, who died before his people reached the promised land. Moses' body was buried at the land of Moab, so that upon arriving at Israel, the people would venerate and worship the body of their savior. This could be one of the reasons why the machines did not hand over Neo's body to the humans, as they did not want them to turn an object of worship into a symbol of freedom that they can be inspired and rally behind, and possibly evolve into a rebellion. So what does this mean for Matrix 4? If Morpheus is dead in the new movie, killed during the Matrix Online story arc, his successors would carry on his mission in retrieving Neo's body. This could be the premise of the sequel. Perhaps the younger inhabitants of Zion grew up learning about the legend of Neo and discovered that his body was never recovered, and so they investigate what happened to it until it is finally found with life inside a pod. Finding Neo inside a pod and possibly connected to another simulation that isn't the current Matrix could lead the people of Zion to break the truce with the machines, since they have been lying to them for decades about not having Neo's body. The people of Zion could fight to free Neo, but the machines won't allow it, sparking a new machine war. Perhaps the leaked images of Trinity in Matrix 4 is of a Trinity that is a program used by the Red Pills to find and save Neo from the Matrix. It wouldn't be the first time that the Resistance used the residual self-images of deceased members. There is a Matrix comic book titled I Can't, where the character Kid was training inside the construct, and to help with his training, Morpheus had materialized the RSI of Neo and Trinity to assist. This proves that the Red Pills have Trinity in program form, and so, who better to infiltrate the Matrix to save Neo than the woman he once loved, even if he doesn't remember her? It would be interesting to see how the humans discover the abandoned ruins of the destroyed cities of Zion, where the previous ones are buried. But do you agree? What do you think happened to the bodies of Neo's predecessors? Did the machines take them to study them, or are they buried in the tombs that were the previous cities of Zion? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.